All right, so I'm back with the continuing of '05 Volvo XC90. Um, Now today, what I'm gonna be doing today, I'm gonna remove the water pump, and at the same time, I'm probably gonna remove some of the parts as far as the belt tensioner and take it from there. So if you just watching this video, as far as this is your first video, you might get a little bit confused, but that's okay. Go back and watch the previous video before this video. There are a few, maybe three, four previous videos before this video, so you can get a good understanding what's going on here. This plastic that you looking at on top of the block, I placed that on there because I don't want no dirt, anything like that. Um, Even uh, tools and screws and stuff like that. I don't want anything mistakenly or by mistake, fall between that. So one other thing I want to cover now. You can see my ECM slot, which is where I removed the ECMs already, um, and the cover all that been removed. So to remove the water pump, you're gonna have a little tight fit, all right, between the box of the ECM and the water pump. So unless you have some kind of special tools or something that you can fit between here and there, because you have about three or four screws, if I'm not mistaken, about four screws that you have to remove. There's one at the bottom of this. Show you a better view. So if this, you got one here, one there, and one at the bottom of that, and one on the opposite side. In fact, it's right there. All right, and that wire right there, that connection, it's the same connection that you see over here. If I have something to show you, it's right here. That's the same connection that loop through, and that's come from here. That connection right there is the same connection. So if you're removing your water pump, you don't have to undo that. I mean, you can undo it if you want to, but because once you remove the whole housing of the water pump, now if you're only removing the water pump cover, that's one thing. You don't have to remove that. If it's just the cover of the water pump, but if you're removing the whole housing, you don't need to remove that also, because the whole thing will also come out. I don't know if that's making sense. If you're removing the cover, you see how the cover split. You got a couple bolts. I think it's four of them. One, two, three, four at the bottom. This right here on top. That's the cover for the water pump. Now, from where I'm standing at, you still don't have to remove that connection. Don't undo it. Whatever job you're doing, I mean, unless you have to mess with that, don't mess with that. Even if you're removing the whole housing of the water pump, which the screws that you're gonna remove it, not these, it's right here. They got a funny shaped type of screws. So what it looks like is gonna be looking something like this. And the size for this, that's looks like a T4 or something, T41. I can't tell you, but anyway, you're gonna have to get something like that, like a T40. I could be wrong, but I can't see good. So this is the one that fit that. I already put loose that, so that's the reason why it's easy like that. That's the one that fit that. All right, and these right here, you can just get a size socket that fit there, which I'm not sure what size of that. But my job today is to remove the whole thing right here, which is the whole pump housing get out the way, because I'm changing the pump. So now the main thing focus that I'm trying to say is to remove to get room between that plastic here and the water pump, because you're gonna have a tight fit and you probably won't be able to do that with that bit in the way. So there's gonna be a bolt right here. There's gonna be this thing, this some screw. You're gonna remove that from here. That's where it came from. Once you remove that, then you can just pry that out of the way, just like this, or find something to put underneath this, as I'm gonna show you pretty soon. You find something to put that underneath this. All right. So another thing I'm gonna have to show you is, if you're familiar with this thing, now this is your water reservoir, right? That will mount right here. Now this is your timing belt cover. Are you familiar with this? That came out from that. Now this plastic piece right here, it's 99.9% impossible not to break while you're removing this thing. See this little thing right here? I'm gonna say it again. It's 99.9% impossible not to break, because you will break that. So that was inserted just like this, right? Through, I got one of my tools just fell through this hole right there. All right. Now where it was connected, that I'm gonna have to show you again. Now if you look at this right here, this is where this connection was. Let me move down the side if you can see it. You see where the water, that was exactly where it was at. Okay. Now the remainder of the plastic that broke from here, see that? It's still in there. Because the way they do it, like I'm saying, it'll be, now the only way you could remove that without breaking this, you would have to remove the water pump, or somehow you would have to find a way to undo this clip while the cover is still in there, just like so. While the cover is still in there, you would have to find a way to undo the clip, unclip it, unclip that. Then you will pull the water hose away from it, right? and somehow you will manage to remove the cover. Somehow you will manage to remove the cover without breaking that. And once you remove the cover, that piece, which is this piece, gonna still in there. That piece right there is gonna be still in there. But if you're able to do that, you are a genius. So again, this is 99.9% impossible to remove without breaking it. So you will break it somehow. And if you remove it without breaking it, um, I would say you're a genius. So after you do that, again, you pry that out, okay? Then you would have plenty rooms to go ahead and remove the water pump. As you can see, my steel wheel fluid reservoir, I put it right there, sit it right there, and I remove the lower hose, and I shove gloves in there. You can put anything in there to prevent liquid fluid, power steering wheel fluid all over the place. So I know you may have questioned how um, the ECM box, as far as you know, looking the way it's looking, that you might be skeptical that you might damage something, whatever. But those things are not difficult to remove if you know how to remove them. They have special tools for them to remove them, but you can improvise and remove them. But the problem is to place the ECM back to the slot and lock it. That's for me one of the hardest thing when it comes to these things. Um, remove them is not hard. The plastic cover that was here is basically clips. You got one clips here. You got a clips here, and you pretty much have another clips somewhere over there, and there's a clips right here. So once you clips there, you undo that, and you undo the clips over here. You just pull the whole thing out, and once you pull the whole thing out, there's gonna be so pretty much what you're looking at. I just place these purple slots in. So to remove them, you get so right now they in the position of unlock the ECM. Okay, so this is the ECM, and this is the one that says Bosch. That one goes for here, which if you're facing the vehicle, that will be on your left. The other one goes um, on the right side, and you can tell because they have different color as far as when it comes to the bottom. So which is the black that look black at the bottom would always go on this side, and the one that's look kind of like clear, so always go on that side. So and you can't misplacing them because in a way when you put them back in, this two little tab right here will guide you. So of course that part right there will go outside, and you just place guide that follow through because these little holes, you just follow that. Now once you put that in there like this, now this is where it get tricky. Once you put it in there, you make sure it's in there. To lock it in there, you would have to get a screwdriver and push that. Once you push all of them all the way in, and there's a there's a way, some kind of limit. They have to they have to come all the way to the front. Not all the way to the front, but there's a limit that they have to get. They have to be lined up somewhat. If I can show you, they have to be lined up somewhere right there. Let me just get the camera a little bit. So they have to be lined up. You see that where it stopped right there, that plastic thing, and that. So when you push that purple lock thing, it have to be. See, it's not that far. If you look at it, if I keep pushing it, it's not that far. All right. So again, once you push that, you insert it from back here with a screwdriver and push that all the way down. You can get something that better than the screwdriver that can fit and do your best. And I think it's locked. See, now it's locked. So this is let me show you again. This is basically where you want it to look like. It doesn't have to be all the way down there. It can be just like this. See if you can see it. There you go. So this is how you want it to be. This is how you want it to be. Now, am I pulling on it? This is locked. So to remove it, all right, to remove it is kind of like the opposite way. It's in the reverse. So you get it. Once you get that out, you remove the cover. Okay. And again, that right there will come loose because it's just a little clip. That right there is clipping from the inside. If you see the little clips right in here, you can get a screwdriver right there. If I push that down, it will clip. That's a clip right here. It's two clips. See now, this side clip. Okay. So to unclip it is just undo that, put a screwdriver, and then undo that, and this whole thing will actually come out. You're not messing up anything. You don't have to worry about you're gonna damage your connection. You're not doing anything like that. But just be careful how you're doing it. All right. So once you get that loose, try to find a way to hook that camera so I can show you. So here we go. So once you get that out, now to remove it, get your screwdriver, press that tab in there all the way. You might feel like it's hard, but press both of them in there. all the way down. Once you see from the back, from all the way from the back, you can see the purple tab coming out. Because once you get to where you want it to be, it's gonna stop, and then you just pull out your ACM. To remove them, that's how you remove them. To place them back again, you place them back the same way. That's how you remove them. And these little things is they're not. I mean, you can just remove them all the way. If they come out all the way by any chance, this is how they come out. And to place them back, what you're doing is hold it like this. Make sure these little grooves facing you. These little tabs right here, it's four of them. Make sure they're facing you. On this side, make sure they're facing you. And pretty much on the other side, they're gonna be the same way too. See, you slide it in the groove, slide it in the groove, and push it. You push it all the way where you're gonna stop right here. Push it at the back right here. You can't go any further than that because you got something right there that stop you right here. So once that little groove right here get to that lip right here, it's gonna stop it from going any further. So same thing with the other one. This one is a little different. Like this part right there is a little fat. So again, when you insert in this one, see, if you try to put this one in the wrong slot in the wrong location, it will not fit. You can try it, but when it gets to a point, it won't fit. So you're gonna know this is wrong because what's gonna happen is this label's supposed to be up. If you're trying to put it wrong, it's gonna be down, and this thing right here is supposed to be up. See, if you look at them like this, see, it's different. This is up, the label is up, and this is down. So you know you're doing something wrong. Now with this, the other side is the same way. So that same position never changed. They're going this way. Okay. As far as this, instead of putting this, but this gonna go like this, which is the same way. You can't misplace it. Same way. This side right here. So again, once you placing them, you put these first, and they have to go all the way where they can't go no more. Then you place that in there, and then you move that around so you can see it. Okay, with your screwdriver, you push. Okay, you push the tab all the way where somewhere over here where it stopped. Now another thing too, I want to go cover when you're removing the case that was here. Now this thing right here will be that will connect to it. Let me find a case to show you precisely. So this thing right here would be like this. You see this little lip right here? You got the little lip and the two corners. There's a hole right there in between. You slide there through the slots, both ends. All right. Then that's the connection. This connection, that piece go in the back, and the other one go through here right here. All right. So you clip that. You can put that first. If You want to, and then that's your connection right there. And this is your cover. That's the cover I was talking about. Then back here, see that groove? That's where it goes over here. So once that go right there, then you go ahead and match that up, and you place it just like this. I'm not gonna do it, but I'll show you how. You see, you place it just like this. All right. So to be able to get the two screws at the bottom here, you would have to improvise again. This is the thing that I use. It says CR-VT. It looks like it's number 40. So that's the one that fit for all four screws. And I mentioned that earlier. See that? Now the the two top one, which is this one and that one. The top ones, you're gonna get it with a regular wrench. All right. The bottom one is so tight because you have the AC line blocking you right here. There's no way you're gonna be able to fit something that big that I just showed you. You're gonna have to get something small, just like this. What size it is? Can't even see. It says a five, something about 5Y00. Y is in yellow. So I don't know what does that mean, but anyway, so you're gonna have to get something small like this. So you'll be able to fit something like this that can fit. Once you got this combination, then you go ahead and add this to it. And that's how you're gonna be able to insert this behind this thing right here. Okay, it's gonna be a tight fit, but take your time. You'll be able to get it. Once you get it out, I already put loose my screws, and this is the screw that you're gonna remove from there. It's the same thing with this side right here. You gotta insert it right here and work your way out. Like I said, it's gonna be a tight fit, but eventually you take your time and you'll be able to get it. Now, of course, with the water pump, you that's it right there. Now, this is your thermostat. The gasket. I don't think this thing comes with a gasket, but yeah, it probably does. Yep. So it needs to be replaced. But this is the wire that, I was talking about. That if you just replacing the thermostat, all right, You don't need to do anything to undo that connection. You don't mess with that. Even if you replacing, the only time you would mess with this thing, I think that's probably your water. That looks like is your water temperature. I could be wrong, but that's what it looks like. So that's probably the only way you would have to replace that sensor right here. But other than that, if you're replacing your thermostat, this is the. In fact, it's only three bolts. I thought it was four of them, but turned out it's only three. So one, two, three. Remove that cover. Remove your thermostat. Put it back in. If you don't have anything to do with this wire, don't even touch it. So that's your thermostat right there in there. So even though yeah, I didn't even drain my antifreeze. You can drain it out if you want to. A lot of time, even if you do, you're still gonna have antifreeze in the block. So somehow, so make sure your pulley, make sure they're not seized. This is a time where you're trying to turn them. They're supposed to turn freely. And you got two tensioner. You got one tensioner right here, all right, and you have another tensioner right there. So this tensioner, that's for your serpentine belt. I mean, sorry, timing belt tensioner. This tensioner right here that I'm touching, that's for your timing belt tensioner. So you can move it left and right. And this tension right there, that's for your serpentine belt tensioner. So now this is where we broke that little piece that I'm talking about. Now what I am going to do is I am going to remove that remainder piece that's in there, like a little plastic piece, and I'm gonna get a fitting from Lowe's, and I'm gonna replace that with the fitting. Okay, so I went ahead and cleaned that opening right here. I removed the remainder of the plastic thread that was threaded in there. So again, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna see if I can find a fitting with thread and thread it in there. Um, and then I'm gonna remove that piece because I don't need that piece once I have the something that can fit in there. And what I'm gonna need, I'm gonna use the same hose right here and attach it to the fitting. Eliminate that nonsense plastic thing right here. So I remove the small pulley that was right there on the side. Came from right here. So I think that pulley, I'm gonna replace it. So as far as this point, might have to stop right here for now. I'm gonna make another video. Show you guys how I'm gonna put everything back together. I might have to get me a new timing belt and a new strapping belt and possibly a new water pump. Most likely, maybe not, because there's nothing wrong with the water pump. I'll probably get a water pump gasket for it, which is most definitely. And I'm gonna change the sensor, the water sensor, that sensor right here. So that's a water temperature sensor. I'm gonna go ahead and change that. But other than that, there's nothing wrong with the water pump besides the gasket. I'm gonna go ahead and change the gasket again and the thermostat and take it from there. All right. See you. See you guys from the next video.